Hey guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. Today we're going to be looking at the two new cart announcements that have came from Blaze Evercade. We've got Jaleco Arcade 1 and Jaleco Arcade 2. In this first video we're going to be looking at Jaleco Arcade 1. Play all the games, give you my thoughts. Let's go. Okay guys, so as predicted last week, we've got Jaleco Arcade 1, and the game that was on the secret video was Saint Dragon, as we predicted. So we've got 8 games now included in Jaleco Arcade 1, and it's going to be released at the end of July, not August as per their original plans. So it's a little bit ahead of schedule, and it will be up for pre-order at the end of May. So let's have a look at the 8 games that are on the actual cart. We've got Rodland. Happy days, because I really love that game. Really glad that that is one of the games that's on there. We've got Saint Dragon, Earth Defence Force, Avenging Spirit. We've got 64th Street, A Detective Story, Psy Butler, P-47 The Phantom Fighter, and Astyanax. So a few games there that we probably predicted would be on there. What we're going to do now is get the games booted up. We're going to play through them, and I'll give you my thoughts as we play. Okay guys, and the first game up is Rodland, and one of my favourite games from my C64 days. You can also play this as a 2-player game on the same screen, which is cool for the VS. I really love this game. It's so playable, so much fun, it's addictive, I love it. It was great on most formats that I played it on, which was, let's see, C64, Amiga for example, and this is obviously probably the best version, is the arcade version. It's great fun, absolutely fantastic. I think this one will go down a storm on the handheld and the VS. Okay, now we have Astyanax, which obviously we have the NES version on the original Jaleco console cart that we have, but it's not my favourite game at all. I find it really hard to play. Thankfully, this arcade version, it's very different and it's much better to play. It's not as difficult. Obviously the enemies do keep respawning all the time, but it's much more fun to play, and it's definitely more enjoyable. So I'm really glad that they have added this to the cart. It's definitely a welcome choice. Okay, now we have the game that Evercade teased us about last week, which is Saint Dragon, which is a shoot 'em up. Not my favourite style of genre, but this is actually a pretty decent game, and it's pretty good. I think those that love shoot 'em ups will really love this one. It is pretty good. You need all your concentration to sort of play this game. It's not bad at all, to be honest. It's pretty good fun. Again, not my favourite style of game, but those that do love shoot 'em ups will really enjoy this one. Finally we have another beat 'em up, and this one is called 64th Street. A detective story, I think the side sort of name was there. But yeah, this is really good. Nice, colourful, big graphics. Your usual sort of punch button, jump button, and a combination of two makes some special moves. Lots of collectibles, lots of bad guys. You know the script. It is actually pretty playable. It is really good fun, and it's very much welcome on the Evercade. You can obviously play two-player games on the VS as well, which is another welcome addition. I love the way that the background smashes as well when you chuck an enemy at it. Really nice touch. It's a nice game. Never played it before, so it's a really nice welcome addition to the Evercade. Okay, now we have EDF, or Earth Defence Force, as it's probably known. We also have the NES version of this on the original Jaleco cart, but I thought it was really difficult to play. I don't think this version is quite as difficult, and obviously you've got your endless continues, and I actually find this version a lot more fun to play. And obviously I'm not a shoot 'em up fan, I keep telling everyone, but it's much more fun to play. It's a little bit more enjoyable, and as a shoot 'em up, I think fans are going to really love this. This is definitely the best version that I've played of this. It's absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of manoeuvrability. You can just hold down the button for the fire as well. for example, and yeah, it's really decent. I like the fact that you've got 3 health bars, so it's not like a one-hit kill scenario, which is one of my pet hates for shoot 'em ups. Is probably why I don't like them. So you've got 3 hits. It gives you sort of some leeway to sort of make some progress without dying too much and getting frustrated. Okay, now we have Avenging Spirit, which is kind of a difficult to actually describe what kind of game this is. It's kind of a platform sort of run and gun game, so to speak, where though if you die you can then sort of come back as a ghost and sort of possess one of the enemies and then just keep playing on. It is absolutely bizarre, but it's actually quite good. It's not the most, it's quite basic when you look at it, but it plays nice enough. It is quite good fun. A lot of the enemies kind of just stand still or just jump all over the place. There's not a lot of great AI within it, but it is good fun to play. It is very strange. It's a little bit different. You can see the enemies are just kind of standing there, which is a bit bizarre and weird. But don't let that distract you. The game is actually good fun to play. I think this will be another welcome addition to the VS and Evercade handheld. It's just a little bit strange. I'm not really sure what's going on, to be honest, but it's good fun to play, absolutely. Okay, next up guys, we have a shoot 'em up of sorts. This one is called Psy Butler, I think it's pronounced, and it's pretty good. It's kind of a little bit different to the other shoot 'em ups that are on the cart. You sort of play as this bot, sort of floating about, killing all the enemies. You can sort of shoot in all directions as you're floating around. You've also got a side sort of weapon where you can sort of swipe if you get close encounters with some of the enemies. You know, it's pretty good. I think it looks really nice. It plays really well. If you love shoot 'em up, you're really going to love this. It's really good fun. The controls are a little bit sort of awkward at times, but it's still a really good game. So far, this cart I've not found any game that I've not enjoyed, which is a really good sign. Okay, surprise, surprise, we have another shoot 'em up which is called P47, the Phantom Fighter. Now, either Jaleco made a lot of shoot 'em ups or someone at Blaze absolutely loves shoot 'em ups. Thankfully, these are actually pretty decent shoot 'em ups, but for me, I would probably have had a few less here, to be honest. I'm not a massive shoot 'em up fan. I would have probably quite happily swapped a couple out and put some other games in here. This one's not too bad. Unfortunately, though, it's got that sort of one-hit kill scenario, which then you die instantly, but you can just add another coin and keep playing. But it does kind of frustrate a little bit when it gets a little bit hectic. It does look a little bit basic compared to some of the other shoot 'em ups on this cart, but it's still actually good fun to play. I can't really fault it too much, to be honest. From what I played of it, I actually kind of quite enjoyed it. So. Okay guys, so to summarise, I think this is a really good cart. There's only 8 games written off and there's probably too many shoot 'em ups, but there's a good selection. There's a couple of beat 'em ups. There are Rodland and Astyanax, St. Dragon. There's a lot of decent games here. There's a decent enough mix. I definitely would have probably had one less shoot 'em up, but I can't fault it. The cart here is looking good. Some really decent games on this. I'm looking forward to it. It's probably going to be up there with one of the best arcade carts that we've had yet. I would have loved to have seen a few more games, but it's still going to be a really good cart and one that you should definitely put on your list to buy.